to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
Here we are, gathered once again in the war room, and it's hotter than hell outside, actually.
I drove all the way here with my windows down.
With your windows down?
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
A little closer to the mic, man.
I'm way too far.
A little closer to the mic. We got some technical difficulties and issues we need to figure out.
I think it's just Dean's mic, maybe.
And if that means we need to go like this, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll get it.
Okay, you'll get it. Anyhow, here we are tucked away in the war room in the west end of the Magic Valley, somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. The west end of southern Idaho. Anyhow, we're here, episode 968.
Sounds good.
We've been doing this that long, and we still haven't figured this crap out yet.
Have we broke 1,000 once, maybe?
I think we broke it once, and then we went backwards a little
backtracked.
bit. We'll be up to at least 1,200 by next weekend.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good.
So next weekend's is 1,200 then.
Next,
remember that.
We're going to have a party. It'll be 1,200. We only got one. Hey, look it. Hey, live feed is breaking up. Hey, Philip.
It's breaking up.
Hey, Darren. So, yeah, we're breaking up because I'm out here in the war room, and it's kind of a bunker area, and we don't get good Wi-Fi. Okay?
Oh.
No, yeah, we need Wi-Fi, but this is an impenetrable bunker. Anyhow, whatever.
Right.
It's a good day today. I had a good class.
Good.
I had good class. So,
good day.
I got a lot to talk about. Let's go to you. What have you done this week that was Second Amendment related?
I bought some new ammo that I saw on Facebook. And
Has it arrived?
Yeah, I have it. It's I'm not really a big fan of steel casings, but it was a really good deal and it was hard to pass up.
What was it?
That's the Winchester forged ammo.
I haven't seen that
Forged in the USA.
And you shot it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I just got 750 rounds of it. So.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I thought I'd give it a try.
Nice.
So.
Really good deal?
Yes, it was. It's a good deal. I think I can get brass for about the same price, and I think I'm going to just do that from now on. But I don't know. It's worth a shot. I want to try it out and see what it's like.
See what happens?
Yeah.
Good deal. Anything cool from behind? Thoughts from behind the gun counter?
Yeah. I'm going to gripe about stuff again.
Sweet. That makes for the better show.
There's two things this time, actually. One is, I'm just doing a job there, and I get people coming up asking why we sell those rifles. Those rifles. Yes.
We talking about the Muddy Girl rifles again?
No.
No?
I mean, that would be easy to explain.
Because some idiot thinks it's an awesome camo pattern.
Yeah. No, those rifles are obviously referring to the AR-15 deadly, whatever you call them, rifles.
The, quote, assault rifles.
Yes.
Right?
Then especially after what just happened, that didn't involve an AR-15, but we're still, apparently at fault for selling those rifles. Even though I own one and it has never done anything like that. I have never even thought about doing anything like that.
But it's scary looking.
I think it's beautiful looking.
Not if you're liberal.
It's in the eye of the beholder, right?
It's in the eye of the beholder. That's right.
So that's one thing. I'm working there that's my job. So, as much as you dislike or like whatever, just don't hound me about it. It's not, it's my job. So that's why I sell those rifles.
There you go.
Also, the other thing is the people that come to the gun counter and just want to touch and feel and get every gun that we have out to check out and then never buy a thing.
Fondle. Did you
Yeah.
have people in there fondling your guns?
Oh yeah,
Your gun,
Yeah, and then they,
the guns, your gun.
they grab one and they're like, "Oh, here," and they pass it off to their buddy, and they fondle it, and then it's like, it's getting fondled like 3 times before it goes back to the shelf, and then before I grab the next one for you to fondle.
And then they don't buy anything.
No, then they don't buy anything. Which I understand if you don't want to buy it, that's fine, but within reason, if you can't really buy it, then
Someone's a little bitter.
I don't know. I mean, it
today.
gets old, I guess.
You know what it's called? It's called working in retail.
It is, yes, I know. And I mean, I don't necessarily have a real problem with it, but when you're, 2 or 3 guns, that's no big deal. But every single gun on the rack, just come on, really?
They got to look. Hey, did any of them grab out and handle those fancy guns?
No. Well, yeah, there was a guy that wanted to look at the fancy high points.
Did you sell him one?
No, he just looked at it and said, "Oh my gosh."
So he knows all about those fancy.
Well, I don't know
high
that he knew about them, but he sure
knows
could feel
now.
it as soon as he picked it up.
points. He knows now.
Oh yeah. So he picked it up and he pretty much said, "Oh, that's why they're that price." And I'm like, "Yep." So
It's $1.50.
yeah,
It's $1.50. So, well, that's good thoughts from behind the gun counter today.
I'll come up with some better ones.
Come up with some better ones.
I try not to be so negative, but it's so easy to be negative.
Yeah, it is when you work retail.
Yeah,
it's very
oh, man, it
easy
is.
to be negative.
Yep.
So I had a pretty good. Actually, it's been. Let's see, it was last Friday that we cut the show. I didn't get it out till Sunday morning, but it was last Friday. So I've actually had 2 classes since then, and I'm going to back this up for just a minute here.
Sure.
Okay, we're cutting the Facebook live video off. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
It's because I'm on there, isn't it?
I think it might be freaking.
What's
Mark
that
out.
Loch Ness monster doing on the screen?
I think it might be. I think it might be freaking Mark out a little
bit.
I keep kind of like looking at it because I want to see who's watching, and so far Philip and Darren and that's it. We go for 11 minutes. That's how popular I am. That's how popular we are. So anyhow,
Cool.
We're gonna end it. We will do a better one later on, some other time. So, bye, Facebook Live World.
Uh-oh.
Look at there. We cut it off. We're done. We're posting it, or something's happening. I'm
Okay,
not sure.
cool, sweet.
Okay, let's talk about my class. Let's talk about me.
So last Saturday
Yes,
you had a class.
a permit class.
Yeah, permit class. And you were under some heavy downpour.
It was the worst weather I've ever had a class in my life. So it was. So when they say Idaho's going to get a little bit of rain, well, there's chance of rain. Even if it says there's like 90% chance of rain.
Precipitation.
What do you think of when you hear that for this area, this part of Idaho? What do you think of?
Yeah, well,
An
it always
afternoon
goes
thunderstorm.
back to the people that say, "Oh, it's raining," and I'm like, "This isn't raining. This is a light sprinkle."
Right.
So, for it to actually be a problem,
Yeah.
mud.
It doesn't happen very much.
No, it doesn't.
I will say that it did rain. We did get that 90% chance of precipitation all day long. It rained.
And see, I only heard 80% chance, but
I can
it
tell
must
you
have been
over
90 because it rained all day.
I can tell you over here it was 100.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
So it was. It wasn't just a complete and utter downpour, but it was just a steady light rain all day long, and that kind of adds up over time. And the shooting pit does not have gravel in it yet because I haven't got off my butt to put gravel out there yet. So it got a little muddy out there. And I had this full class, and we shoot in the afternoon. Thankfully, there was no wind involved. Usually in
Oh,
Idaho,
yeah.
when it rains, the wind blows
Oh,
like
yeah,
400
it's bad.
miles an hour.
Wind is bad.
So the wind didn't blow, but it rained. So I have some easy ups. Now, we got done with the classroom portion. It was about lunchtime, and they were going to go to lunch. And I said, hey, look, we have an option. Because I was all willing to take those who wanted to shoot and go out and shoot. And if there's some people, because we had a lot of older people in the class. We'd had a lot of older people
Oh,
in the
yeah.
class.
Every time I've been here, we do.
And, and so I was like, well, they're not going to want to shoot in the rain. They should be tough, but they're not, and that's fine. So I was going to say, those who don't want to shoot today, put your name on a list. Don't pay me. We'll come back at another date, later date. We'll do all the shooting portion, and then you can pay me then, and I'll give you your certificate. It was going to be that simple. So I stood up. I said, okay, we're going to head to lunch, but we have to make a decision. So here's what we have going on here. It's raining outside. Now, is there anyone, this is how I start, is there anyone that doesn't want to, has a problem shooting in the rain? And they didn't let me get any further than that. And they all, oh, no, everyone, almost everyone, oh, no, we can shoot in the rain. We'll be fine. So we shot in the freaking rain, and which is fine. So I took out some easy ups, put them up over the tables. Well, the easy ups don't completely meet correctly, so there's like a gap in the middle of them over the tables. And the next thing I know, there's like a river of rainwater running down the firing line on the tables where everyone's guns and ammo are sitting.
Yeah, and there's like a peak to those, right? So all the rain runs down.
And then some poor sucker had to stand. His shooting lane was right between the right between the two easy ups. So him and his poor wife were just getting, and they were in good spirits, but they were just getting just
drenched.
I brought out a towel. I thought it would help. No, that was soaked up in a matter of seconds. I was like, here, use this towel to cover up your guns.
I don't know. Maybe she used a brawny paper towel. I've seen those things soak up
something, man. Dude, it was ammo boxes were dissolving in front of our eyes. They were just
like becoming like mush.
Yeah, it was horrible. My guns, I lent out a couple of my guns. They're sitting there and literally like they're like the island in the little river of water that's rushing. You'd shoot and the water would spray back at you. The targets were turning to mush. The cardboard targets were turning to mush. They'd start shooting them and they would just start dissolving and ripping gigantic holes in them.
Sweet.
Oh, it was dude, it was bad. Everyone was good-natured about it, and everyone still shot, and most of the people are like, oh, this is just Idaho. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's Idaho.
One guy came back from lunch to shoot. He brought back he's wearing his muck boots, which is a really good idea. But anyhow, we got through it. We did speed it up quite a bit. They still shot 7 rounds at a time, but we were a lot quicker about it. Got through the class, and the funny part is we got done with class, and we're going back into the classroom to do the paperwork, and so they can pay and buy hats and whatnot. And they're like, oh, the rain. I kept apologizing for the rain. Oh, you can't control the weather. It's okay. It's all good. And I went, well, you guys had an option. And some older lady looks at me and goes, what? We had an option? And I was like, well, I was in the middle of giving you an option. But you guys cut me off and said, no, we'll shoot in the rain. So that's what we did. So
well, at least it's done and over with.
It's done and over with, and it's a mess. It was a mess, but it got done. We got through it. Everything's good. Everyone's happy.
Cool.
So
now you had a class today.
I had a class today, and it was the beginning of a new class that I've never done before. It's the series of women's classes.
So concealed carry class, rain, downpour, flood, whatever.
Right.
And then women's class. Nice and sunny and
beautiful this morning. And
get your farmer tan on.
Oh, really nice this afternoon. A little warm this afternoon. We stopped for a couple of water breaks and whatnot, but a little warm. But it was, great classes. I had 2 classes. I wanted to keep the classes kind of small. So, actually, let me back it up. These women's classes, I've talked about them before. These ladies' classes. What it was is it was like $200. They get 3 classes. Okay.
Right.
So it's one this month, one next month, and one in July. So each class was going to build on each other. So they came today. We talked about safety. We're going to talk about safety in every class. You just have to. We talked about the basic fundamentals of shooting. Okay. The grip, the stance, how to line up the sights, trigger pull, squeeze, all that, trigger squeeze, all that good stuff. And then we went out and we shot. And I had each of them in each classes. I kept them small. So the first class was like 4 people, and the second class there's 5 people. So very small. I actually had a buddy of mine come and help me on the line, and that way we could give more attention to each individual person. And we started them off shooting one at a time, and we'd watch them shoot a couple rounds. Then we go to the next one, watch them shoot a couple rounds, watch them shoot a couple rounds until we were done, and got to the last person. Then we'd pull them aside and say, "You did this. You need to work on this." And then we did that singly for just a little while, and they really started to tighten their groups up. And because they were able to get the individual attention, today was awesome.
I don't know why, out of the blue, I just got reminded of this. The guy that shaved his thumb off at that, I don't remember how many classes ago it was.
Did he come in?
He came in, him and his wife. They loved the class.
Oh, good. Even though you about bled out on me.
No, they absolutely loved the class. They went straight to the shelf and just started grabbing 9mm ammo after 9mm ammo. I mean, they were loading up.
That's awesome.
And she's still having problems loading the magazine.
She may not get that fixed.
Well, this is what happened. Dan, who I work with, brought in a speed loader that he had from. I mean, he's got like umpteen of them,
Right.
He never uses them, I guess, and so he brought one in for this couple.
Oh, awesome!
And, it's a Glock one, but guess what? It fit right on the shield, the magazine, and so he gave that to them so that she can.
She was tickled, I bet.
Oh yeah, she was so happy, and like then they came back in the next day. That's when he gave it to her, and they bought more ammo. So
they're shooting. They're serious.
They are shooting machines. Yeah,
they went from like not doing anything before to shooting like crazy.
No, she was very pleased with the class because she said she learned so much and she gained so much confidence.
Good.
So
good, and that's the difference. Like I do those permit classes, and I try really hard to make them great classes, and I think I do okay. It's not necessarily a class, and I hate to say this, the amount of people that I have come through there, it's not necessarily a class to really make you an awesome shooter. Okay, it's to give you the basics, teach you how your gun functions, how to do it safely, and some tips here or there. But I can't solely focus on one person.
Right, and I mean that's kind of what the Idaho, for the enhanced concealed carry class isn't it? Is that you have to have some kind of gun safety
knowledge.
Knowledge
they
class.
Want you to know how your gun functions and works. And so when I get a chance to do these ladies classes like I started today, so this first class is basic stuff. We learn how to do this. We learn how to do that. We honed them in on their shooting, sharpened their shooting skills, did fantastic. Then my buddy Norm, he helped me. He has a bunch of like guns. He does competes with them. So he had some really nice 1911s. He shoots out at the Practical Shooters deal. And he has a really nice performance grade MMP. It's got the big red dot on it. You name it. And they got to shoot that. And we went up close and did some up close stuff on the target where you're backing away, you're moving backwards while you're shooting, and you kind of do. I'm going to call it like the Mozambique drill, or like the zipper. What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those ladies that freaking loved that. This last class did it over. And can we do it again?
Yeah.
Can we do it again? They absolutely loved it, and it was so awesome to take someone who maybe had a hard time shooting at the beginning, and toward the end they were super confident. They were shooting really well. They all left with shooting bullseyes. I mean, it was
nice.
It was absolutely fantastic. And so the next class, and we also talked about concealed carry and holsters. So the next class, they're going to bring in some holster. I'm going to bring in some holsters, and they're going to bring in holsters and hopefully like a spare magazine or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to teach them some basics on doing like speed reload, mag reloads, so maybe a little bit of malfunction drill, kind of, and then teach them how to draw safely from their holster and fire.
Yeah. So like these type of classes that you're doing, they're like rejuvenating, kind of, aren't they? Like in a way.
That's so awesome. It makes me feel like an instructor again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're not just
I'm helping people.
Pumping out concealed permits and
or
the certificates and stuff.
I get right in there and I get to help these women. I get to help these women shoot. I get to help them enjoy it. I get to, I mean, one lady was shaking really bad in class.
Well, just in the concealed class where I said the lady was so much more confident.
Yeah,
I'm sure, and it's not just women. I know just shooters in general. If they get a little bit of instruction, they start dialing it in.
Oh, their confidence level goes up.
Where they're wanting to shoot, their confidence level just goes through the roof.
Oh, yeah, way through the roof.
Yeah, and it kind of hooks you, and it makes you want to do it more.
So if they can get take a permit class and then take something like this is, I mean, for anyone, but this is a specifically geared toward the ladies. absolutely fantastic and very, very reasonable class money wise. Just 3 classes for $200.
That's extremely reasonable.
That's less than that. That breaks down to less than I charge for a 3-hour private class per class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have no problem doing that. I enjoy doing it. So the second class, we're going to work on the draw and how to shoot. And the third class, we are going to work on drawing and shooting a little bit more, and maybe like some. I'm not quite sure exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to do like some scenario type stuff. I may let him. Those who want to try it, we may how to shoot through through the purse with like a hammerless type revolver.
Yeah, get like an old purse or something.
I'm gonna
and try
go
it
buy
out.
a freaking. I'm gonna be that weird guy at like the thrift store. Give me all your purses. Put them in this.
Hey, where's your purses?
Don't ask me why I need these. And do
And
you
your makeup.
have any used
Where's your makeup at?
Do you have any used braziers? Wait. But no, it's so I'm totally looking forward to it. I was actually kind of nervous going into it because anytime I put together, I know how to do this stuff, but anytime I put together a new class I've never done before, I'm nervous.
Right. Well,
But
there's
this
that.
was awesome, and Mark doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to see if he can join me on next month's class because I need some help.
Uh-oh. Well, I know now.
You know now. I'll give you a date later. If you say no, I can find someone
Are
else.
there any single ladies in the class? Because
That one,
No, I'm just kidding.
that one that had that Jeepster.
Oh, well, yeah, but what is she? What did you say she was?
It's like in her 60s.
Oh well,
She was asking about the podcast too.
Oh yeah, she's probably listening then.
Oh great. Yeah. Hit me up. I'll give you his Facebook page.
What did I get myself into?
That's right. It's gonna be a shooting / dating service. speed dating at the gun range.
There you go. Hey, it's like
Speed dating and speed loaders.
oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's like a title of a book or something.
Well, I have a new class idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've kind of roughly got this idea. Well, I had it, and then I actually saw someone actually put it to use. But I want to name the class Bullets and Burpees.
Oh boy, count me out of that one.
Why? Why?
I mean, unless you're talking about the burpees like I'm talking, but I know you're not.
Yeah, no. We can turn on the Facebook Live. We can demonstrate it again.
I was coaching football not too long ago, and I was trying to show the kids how to do burpees, and I'm not sure I showed them exactly how to do it because I was falling on the ground pretty much. I mean,
Oh man, we're gonna have we're gonna get Dean. By the way, Dean's not here today. If you guys haven't noticed, it's unusually quiet in here.
that was an awkward pause
That
just
was
for Dean.
That was I might figure out how to get some crickets put in there or something.
Oh, that'd be
Actually, we lied. We had to shut the Facebook Live video off. Dean is here, but he is OD'd, and now he's laying on the floor in the corner, twitching a little bit.
I think he's drooling.
He's one too many Percocet. Problem is he gets so wound up on Percocet that he'd be bouncing off the walls if he had one too many.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to overdose. So
No, we don't wish that on anyone.
no, not at all.
So anyhow, that's what I've done. That's my class. It was just a wonderful day. I don't feel near as stressed out after these classes.
I'm a little jealous because I had to work inside all day long by myself.
Selling guns,
Well, I didn't sell a single gun today.
but you were in there.
I sold
guns.
fishing license after fishing license after fishing license.
But I sent my wife in to buy fishing licenses tonight.
And I'm sitting here
Not
like,
to D&B.
you're all going out fishing, and I have to sit in here and work.
I'm going in the morning. I know what I said. I told my wife. She came home, and some scouting thing for my son was gonna go. My son was gonna go fishing for his scouts or his church youth group, and it got canceled last minute, kind of awkwardly and kind of rudely. After he was looking forward to it.
What, you said this was for scouts?
It was it used to be a scouting group.
Oh,
Now
okay.
they kind of kick
Right,
the scouts
okay,
out.
yeah,
So
I
they
got you, yeah.
they still have their own young men type program.
Good.
Anyhow, I was irritated, and I looked at my wife, and she actually agreed with me. I looked at her and said, "Screw it, go get fishing licenses. We're gonna wake up early. We're all gonna go fishing tomorrow for a couple hours, and we're gonna screw church."
Heck yeah.
So
Fishing, sometimes fishing is church.
anytime you're outdoors, that's church.
Yeah, no, totally.
You're enjoying God's wonderful creations.
Exactly.
And with any luck, you're going to catch it, kill it, take it home, and eat it. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. My A 4-year-old's looking forward to
halibut,
that.
maybe.
How you don't eat fish? I take it.
I don't like. I don't know. I don't like trout and salmon and pink meat, but I love the white meat, like the halibut from Alaska and stuff. I love it.
You're kind of an odd duck.
I'm kind of weird, yeah.
We get you in some nice walleye. That's white.
Yeah, well, I've never had walleye.
Walleye's tasty.
Yeah, I bet. I should try catfish too. I've heard it's pretty.
Is
good.
this the fishing podcast all of a sudden?
I mean, shooting fish in a barrel.
Shoot, there you go. So we had, let's see, I can't even remember. I sent so many freaking news stories to you guys.
Well, should we talk about the most blatantly obvious one right off the bat?
Let's talk about it. What happened?
Santa Fe. I thought it was Santa Fe, New Mexico, but it wasn't. It was Texas.
Outside of Houston somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it happened again, as much as I hate hearing it. I don't know what's wrong with the youth and not just the youth. I mean, people, period. I don't know what's wrong with everyone, whether it's medication or just total, I don't know if they're getting bullied or what. Something's going on. I still don't blame the gun. I don't think it's right that this is going on, but I can't blame the gun for this. This is a society problem.
Well, and and we're going to have the same, and I just want to bring it up because it's a podcast. We talk about the news and what's happened with guns in the news, and so we kind of have to touch on it. And we're going to have the same exact discussion.
Oh, I know.
As we do every
3 months
single
later.
time. So
Yeah.
I was asked today in class, that school shooting that just happened yesterday. I was asked in class, so what do you think about that? And I said, you know what? This is what I think about it. I think that, every time it happens, the left blames the right blames the left. Everyone tries to sink the NRA. Everyone's yelling at them. They try to issue in gun control. Then they talk about the real problem, which in my mind is mental illness and what the hell happened to our society. And people whine, people complain, people bitch about it. But you know what? Nobody ever does anything. And I'm not saying it sounds like, Todd, you want to issue in gun control. You want them to do something. That's not it at all. But no one does anything but whine and complain. No one actually ever sits down and has a real conversation about it. One side blames the other, and we do that, and then a month later it happens again, and we all wonder what the hell happened.
And I've heard this a lot, but they have armed guards watching over our money.
Yeah.
In banks and armored vehicles and whatnot. They don't have armed people watching over our children. And to me, my kids are my most precious thing in this world. And
mine are, as long as they're doing their chores.
Yeah. But the thing is somebody's not going to go into a school if there's an opposing force,
right,
that can potentially shoot
there
back.
was an opposing force, but he wasn't there yet. He was on his
Right.
way, and we I hope he's doing well. He was actually shot, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it shattered his elbow, and he was almost bleeding out on the floor. And they said he's doing better and he's more stable now. The resource officer, I believe.
Yeah, but I mean that's just it. Is you have gun-free zones. You have soft targets, is what I call them.
Yep.
That
exactly.
are not going to fight back.
Gun-free.
That's a target-rich environment for a delusional, mentally disturbed person.
And gun-free zones. This is what I always say. Maybe you've heard me say this. I don't know. Gun-free zones are state and federally mandated killing fields. That's all they are.
Exactly what
that
they
is
are.
All they are.
Maybe that's how they do population control. I mean, God forbid, but that's almost what it is at this point.
Yeah. And this guy didn't even use AR-15s. He used, a revolver. He used the big slow bullets.
No, he used less than lethal
shotgun.
ammo.
According to the article, he was being praised by one news source. Which news source was it? Do you remember?
USA Today.
USA Today, the news source, was praising this kid who went in and shot and killed 10 people, wounded some others. They praised him, this shooter, for his actions because he did it. He used less than lethal.
Yeah, he didn't use an
ammo.
AR-15. He used shotgun and a 38, I think, a revolver.
Because that's less than lethal.
Yeah, even though 10 people died, which means lethal, right? Died. I think it's the same
Less
thing.
than lethal would be like rubber bullets and like
Tasers.
OC spray and tasers. And,
Yeah.
Anyhow, it just shows you how uneducated these people are.
Yeah.
How absolutely uneducated they are. And they just... I don't know. Society is broken, people. That's all it boils down to.
I watched a
Society is
video.
broken.
I can't remember who it was. I want to say Tucker Carlson or whatever. He was having a debate with somebody who supposedly was a ex-military, running for political office, was stating that a AR-15 will shoot 150 rounds in 15 seconds.
Who was stating that?
This guy running for office. I don't know what his name was
Oh,
or where
wow.
he was. But Tucker Carlson called him out and basically told him, this interview is over. If you don't have your facts straight,
We're done.
we're done. Because you're just feeding all this crap to these people.
And that's what they do.
And
Get
they're,
everyone
and
worked
they're
up to
believing all
frenzy.
this crap.
Yeah.
And they don't educate themselves or have any knowledge of what they're talking about. They just start blowing up, throwing stuff out there and, falsifying information basically. So,
And it's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about a school shooting. Let's talk about how we've been there before, but let's talk about how uneducated these people are. Check, see if my mic's on. Make sure, double check, triple check, quadruple check. My daughter goes at her local high school here, and I got a text from her. I think it was Thursday. I got a text from her. She was in her speech class or something like that, and she's like, "Dad, what's AR stand for?" And she knows it's not for assault rifle, but she always forgets what it actually stands for.
Right.
It stands for Armalite rifle. So there was their speech teacher's very anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment,
all teachers are.
Yeah. Well, not all teachers.
Well, I mean,
I
no,
had,
okay,
I had
I
like
shouldn't
4
say that.
teachers here today.
I shouldn't say that. All my kids' teachers are preaching. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Right, which they shouldn't be doing at school.
No,
but they
that's
do.
that. Yeah.
But anyhow, this teacher was totally anti-everything, and someone did a report. Actually, I think it was Jerry's kid. She's the
It probably was.
same class. Did a speech on guns or something like that, and I believe she said the speech teacher came out and said, "By the way, Jerry is your boss, right?"
Yeah, he's my boss.
And
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. The speech teacher came out and said, well, AR just stands for assault rifle and no one should have guns. And some girl in the class who my daughter goes to church with raised her hand and goes, AR doesn't stand for assault rifle. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so my daughter texted me because she was going to jump in. She just wanted to have her facts straight. She knew
Right.
it
Oh, yeah,
didn't, but
good.
she couldn't remember the name of it. By the time I saw the text and responded, she was already out of class.
Oh.
But a bunch of
But
crazy,
at least she was gonna give the
Yeah.
right information.
crazy crap though. They're spewing. She still had to do her speech, and so I tried to get her to redo it on gun control or gun issues or how the media purveys things.
Oh, yeah.
wrong, and everyone eats it up, and people have the wrong facts. And I was gonna stay up all night and help her with it, and she decided she didn't really want to rock the boat that close to getting her grade so she could leave school and move on to the next grade.
I'm not sure which is worse: the media, portraying this stuff as being correct, or the people that actually believe it. I mean, it's probably both.
Well, it sickens
But-
me the people that just believe it. They just
Yeah, they
don't-
blindly believe
They
it.
blindly believe it.
Yeah.
Everything they say is fact. Everything they say that they hear on the freaking radio and their certain talk show and their certain news source is just they think is 100%, and they just eat it up.
Yeah.
And they just fill
Well,
their
and that's what the media. I mean, they bank on that.
they're
Just
brainwashed.
they're just throwing stuff out there. They don't care if it's true or not. They're just getting ratings and money and all this other stuff.
Well, and then they funnel stuff. They pump stuff like this into the school where if someone chews a Pop-Tart into the shape of a handgun, that's bad. You're going to get in trouble. You can't play cops and robbers. You can't make your finger into the shape of a gun and go bang when you're
What if you
in
had like
kindergarten.
a 3D block or cutout of Idaho and you turned it sideways?
There you go. Bang, bang,
Yeah.
buddy. They make stickers like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooting pine trees.
Yeah, which I don't understand what that's all about, but
Who knows?
I've shot a couple pine trees before.
Oh, man.
I think I missed the deer or something, but
Okay. I said, don't be shooting pine trees, dude. They're going to burn your freaking house down, and they're going to call you out on Facebook.
Oh yeah, tree huggers.
Freaking
Yeah,
tree
yeah.
huggers from up north.
Hey, unicorn. No, anyway.
But they essentially train the kids to think guns are bad. You talk about a gun, it's bad. You're going to get in trouble. You chew a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun accidentally, that's bad. You're going to get in trouble. Anything gun related is bad. So you got these kids as if they don't have any. If they aren't around firearms at their house, if they don't go out and go shooting, and not everyone does, and that's fine. But all they're getting is at school, guns are bad, guns are bad, guns are bad. That's what they believe. They don't know. They're following blindly, and it's freaking they're brainwashing them.
But, guns also save lives.
Yeah, as effectively as they can take lives.
Oh, yeah, just as effective.
They can save lives.
But you never hear that.
And you can save a life sometimes, but guess what? By taking a life.
Before this thing in Texas, just the other day, there was they were preparing for their graduation ceremony, and a kid walked in Illinois, of all places, highest gun laws in the country, probably. But he walks into this deal. I don't know if he wasn't going to graduate or what the circumstances were, but
Gotcha.
Anyway, a concealed or not concealed, a cop, a resource officer, stopped him.
Yep.
Before he could do any of it. Noticed he had a gun. Probably was going to do something. I don't know if he was, upset about not being able to graduate with the rest of his class or whatever. But, during a graduation practice, that's what, that almost happened. But
he was stopped by research. And
Exactly.
how many people actually heard about that?
Not very many.
I saw 2 articles. And the one article, and I'm assuming that no one got injured except for the shooter, right? Because according to the article
That's what
I
I
read,
understand,
that no important people were harmed.
yeah, no important people were harmed. Like there's unimportant people, and
Even the shooter, he's kind of
yeah.
important to someone at one point,
Yeah,
right?
somebody's important. I mean, yeah, nobody important was harmed.
Freaking great reporting, let me tell you.
Yeah, great wording.
Stellar reporting.
I'd like to be the editor of that place because it's that's an easy job.
Oh, just let it go through. So anyhow, I don't know what's going to fix it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So what it is I don't even know this guy's name, and even if I did, I could look it up, but I'm really not going to. What it is he showed up to class in Texas, to the high school. I think it was like right before 8 o'clock. He walked in the front door. He had a .38 special revolver, and he had a shotgun.
That were both his dad's,
Both his
and
dad's.
purchased legally.
And purchased legally by his dad, and he stole them. So he was, he took them to school and walked in and started shooting people. Started just, I guess, shooting randomly, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of information yet. I've been in a class all day. They also think they might have found
It was an art class, I believe, or something.
Yeah. Well, they also think they may have found some
Explosives is what they said, yeah.
And there was an 18-year-old kid that was with them, and I think they're holding him.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he might be an accomplice. Now, did the kid who did the shooting, did they kill him?
No, I think
He's
they
alive.
wounded. But this is the other thing, is he was wearing a black trench coat. And they said that it was a lot like he was copying the Columbine thing from 1999.
Well, that explains explosives. That explains everything.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I watched the live video of that because, ironically, on Fridays I do a radio show at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You do a radio show?
I do a radio show and a podcast.
I never get to listen to it because I'm always working.
Yeah, well,
Jerry. No, just kidding.
Jerry, you say all you want. I don't think Jerry listens to
Probably
the podcast.
not. His kids might, though.
Damn it, Jerry. So, anyhow, I walked in there to the radio station. I get there about 30 minutes early, and I'm waiting for my turn to go back. And I get this ding on my phone, and I look at it, and I'm like, huh. I pulled it up. It's a live video. This is going on. It doesn't show the shooting, but it shows they hadn't located the shooter, or they had found one. They thought there might be another one. They actually showed kids out in the commons area, outside in the grassy area, and the police were going down the line, like frisking them, checking them all out, making sure that it wasn't the shooter that was, trying to sneak out
And
or
that's,
whatever.
that's horrible because those kids are traumatized as it is. And then, I mean, they're not blatantly being accused of being the shooter, but, they're just going to school.
Right.
That's what's sad is these kids are just trying to go to school. Most of them are actually there for an education, not to get shot. Okay, everybody's there for an education and not to get shot at.
I was there I wasn't there to get shot at, but I'm not sure I was there for an education.
Well, that was my excuse to go to school.
There you go.
But whether I got the education or not, I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, they have to do it because I think even at the last shooting, I think the guy dumped his rifle and his backpack into a trash can and walked out.
Yeah, and then went to McDonald's and everything else.
So they got to do what they got to do. If it's a kid, he blends right in. You don't know who it is, so you do what you got to do. But Any more on that? Any other articles on anything that you can remember? Is it time that we go to our phone?
There's probably more articles, and that's the one that's really been.
Oh yeah, that's the one that everyone knows about.
Yeah, it's kind of taken up a lot of the.
So let me look here. Oh, by the way, Dean did not join us today, and he's not passed out on the floor, even though that would be really freaking funny. His wife wouldn't let him come out and play today. Dean's wife voted him down from coming to the podcast tonight. So maybe next weekend Dean will be back. I'm not sure. So let me look at these articles here. What else have we got? Oh, yes. This is an interesting one. So not local to the state of Idaho, but a Boise, which is Boise, man. Boise is about an hour and a half kind of north of us, I guess. Northwest. Anyhow, I guess it's like the fourth time this has happened.
It seems to happen a lot at
in
the
the
Boise
last
airport.
year and a half. Tried to carry on a handgun onto the plane in his carry-on luggage.
Yeah, you got to check that.
Yeah, you do. You need to remember it's there, and you need to check that. That earns you a trip to jail
and an instant no-fly list.
Exactly. So I see this happen, and it just freaking cracks me up, man. Just cracks me up because this happens more often than what you'd think. You're trying to go through TSA checkpoint, and you got a handgun on you. They run there. How do you forget there's a handgun in there? If it's a bag that's got your clothes.
Maybe he keister carried it.
Maybe he Ooh. The TSA actually got to do a job. Then.
Yeah. Yep.
Those gloves came in freaking handy.
Yep, and they don't come off at this point.
Dean's missing out on a good story about keister carry.
He would eat this one up. Ew. No, he would like this one.
He would like this one a lot. But anyhow, here's the thing. You're going to fly. Check your freaking gun, or just don't take it at all. Do not try to take it on the airplane.
If you're going to Alaska, bears and moose and stuff.
Ship your rifle.
Yeah, I can understand, but don't try and carry it on. You can check a gun.
Yeah.
Just don't carry it on.
So, but this happens all the time in freaking Boise.
Yeah, it seems like Boise's just, I don't know, it's like a magnet for that stuff.
It's like, we got some listeners in Boise, so we got to be nice. I was going to say.
Well, no, I mean the airport.
It almost looks like they're not super brilliant. Oh, never mind. I won't say that. So, what else we got here? I'm looking here. Don't. I think that's about it for articles, really, at least the ones that we want to talk about. But hey,
no, there's a good one. The Mother's Day. The gal that was concealed carrying, the guy comes walking up to the group of people and was going to steal the kid, I think.
Tell the
story.
story.
I'm not sure.
Tell the story.
So there's video, and it's been plastered everywhere. This guy it's surveillance video from some shop. I don't know. They're on the sidewalk. A bunch of women and some kids and stuff. This guy just walks up out of the blue, points a big old revolver in their face, and I think he tried to grab one of the kids. And one of the moms pulled a gun out of her purse and just pow right in his chest.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy went down like instantly. And turns out I think that gal was actually an off-duty officer.
Off-duty officer.
Yeah, but still, kudos to that mom to that gal. I don't know if she's a mom or not, but either way.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
She acted fast. She had the gun. She's able to rack. She's able to do it. And she didn't even think twice about it. I mean, she rolled that guy over and was like stepping on him and holding him and all kinds of crap at gunpoint. It was freaking awesome. I believe that came out like right before Mother's Day.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they were actually, from what I read, they were actually doing like a Mother's Day thing where they were all together.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, even though it was before Mother's Day, but
that happened here in the U.S.
It's hard to say. It kind of looked like it was a foreign country, but I don't see how it could be because I don't know.
Guns.
Do they allow guns anywhere else?
They don't allow guns. They don't allow guns anywhere else.
So maybe it was like Miami,
America.
Maybe it was Miami, Florida, because that's kind of a foreign country.
California.
California's definitely.
California's a foreign company. Thinking maybe where Philip lives over in Indiana, it might be a foreign country too.
Well, he's close to a foreign country.
You're close to a foreign.
Illinois, however they say it.
Yeah, That's the name of the. We shall not.
Yeah.
We shall not say.
Yeah, don't talk
that
about it.
shall not pass through our lips. So anyhow, we had a couple calls. Philip, you called again like twice. You called your own hotline.
Well, who better?
That's fan-freaking-tastic. We did get another call, though, Philip, and so I'm going to play this other call. And if you're listening, I know you're listening, Philip. If we don't get to your calls, your 2 calls, Philip, we will. We're kind of running a little short on time. I got to do some stuff, and I think Mark has to do some stuff as well. We will, if we don't get to your calls this show, we will hold them off, give you a break. We will hold them off, and we will play them next show. We will play them, though. We play all our phone calls. We absolutely love to hear from our listeners, and we hear from Philip.
I love how you said love.
Philip. Never mind. He sent me those duck hunting or those turkey hunting pictures.
Oh, he went turkey
Deer
hunting?
hunting with the face man. Never mind.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just being a creeper, Philip. That's all.
Creeper?
That's all. So let me look here. We heard from a guy named Harley, and well, I tell you what, we haven't heard from him yet. He called in. Let's go ahead and play his call, and then we will comment on it. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, this is Harley from the sprawling metropolitan of Minidoka on the other side of the Magic Valley. Hey, I work in agriculture, and because of that, I'm in dirt a lot, coming in and out of tractors, under equipment, in and out of trucks, and so my gun gets really dirty. And I just trying to figure out what you guys do to keep your guns clean while you're packing. Thanks a lot, guys. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Okay, well that was Harley, and Harley's kind of a local guy. He's not too far away from us.
No, working in agriculture. That's pretty much what we do in the Magic Valley.
Harley, I will tell you this. Thanks for calling. And I've got a little problem on the side. I like to buy old Internationals, Scouts to be specific.
I don't think that's a problem at all.
I'm gaining quite a few of them around here.
Oh, that might be a problem.
That, my friend, is a problem.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too many months ago that I hauled one back home from over in your neck of the woods, over from Asequa. But memorable trip. Beautiful country over there, I guess. Sagebrush?
Yeah, there's the river.
Somewhere, but no, he's
Somewhere.
He's a little further.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Minidoka.
And I'm over there all the time. I used to do a lot of work for, the sugar plant over there. So, anyhow, you work in agriculture. You carry your gun. You want to keep it clean. Well, why don't we go to Mark, and Mark can tell us how he keeps his gun clean. How do you clean your gun, Mark?
Well, I always clean my gun, except for my one gun that I conceal carry. Well, I do 2, but most of the time it's just 1. That one's always got lint and stuff in it, which lint isn't, dirt, or dirt clods or caliche or whatever you want to call it around here in southern Idaho.
Rock.
Yeah, I know how it can be.
Hard shit.
Yeah. Rock, exactly.
Sugar beets.
Yeah. I think the best way to keep it clean is a good quality holster that is, doesn't have an open bottom to it. Even then, it's hard to keep it clean. Just because getting in and out of certain vehicles,
I guess we need.
I don't know.
What we need to know, and what Harley, maybe he'll call back, and we'll give him our best answers right now. But maybe he can call back and specify. Is we need to know how Harley carries right now.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Is it shoulder holster, in the waistband, outside
the
waistband?
If you do outside the waist and you have an open bottom, you're bound to get stuff, dirt and everything in that. I think having an enclosed holster, there's really no way of totally keeping it clean.
There's really not.
But you can take certain steps to minimize it, I guess.
Yeah,
minimize the dirt.
If you're carrying, depending on how you carry, so. Most comfortable way. I'm gonna just assume right here. You know what assuming does, right?
Makes an ass out of you and me.
That's right. So thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So anyhow, if you, I'm assuming if you're outside, you're out and about, it'd be a lot, and you're doing agriculture type stuff. It's a lot easier maybe to carry that firearm in a outside the waistband holster, like a lot more comfortable is what I'm assuming. And I think that if that's the way you carry, and you had a closed bottomed holster, like a good Kydex holster or something like that, that's going to keep dirt from coming up from underneath. If you carry inside the waistband, that's not necessarily as comfortable if you're climbing around under tractors and whatnot. But that's going to help keep it even cleaner because then you're not exposing part of that gun. You're not exposing to dirt and grime and stuff. As far as keeping the grip and everything like that dirt-free, unless you're willing to wear a sweatshirt or a shirt over the top of it all summer, it's going to be tough to do. I think you're mostly just going to have to clean it a lot. I mean, I don't know what else the best way to carry it's in a good holster, a good Kydex type holster, and you're just going to have to clean it a lot.
And I actually deal with agricultural stuff because, I work in a farm and ranch store pretty much.
Right.
And so I sell guns to ranchers, farmers, agriculturists, stuff like that.
Are you rocking a fancy High Point?
No.
It's Harley.
Oh yeah, right.
Are you rocking a fancy
fancy
High Point?
gun?
A fancy gun.
I mean, and that's the thing is if you've got a Glock strapped to your hip or whatever, then don't worry about it. It's going to shoot. I'm just kidding.
You can bury those sons of guns.
Well, you do have to clean them, but they are reliable.
You do?
Yes, Todd, you do. I mean, yours were in the rain.
I'm taking mine back. It's broken.
You were in the rain last weekend, so I don't know. Have you cleaned those yet?
Oh. No, and I don't have any thoughts of even cleaning them in the near future.
I'm just religious about cleaning my guns.
Mark says if you send your gun home with him, he'll clean it for you.
I don't know, man. I got enough to clean as it is. No, I like to keep mine looking great, running good. Not that they don't run good if I don't clean them, but I don't know. I just like the smell of the solvent. It's like,
maybe that's
it's like yeah.
So here's the thing too. I don't know exactly. Did he say what kind? He did agriculture work.
Yeah.
So like the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done is wear my gun while I'm laying under my truck working on it.
Yeah,
that's
is totally
not comfortable.
Not easy
at
to
all.
do.
So if you're doing that, you're a bigger man. You're a better man than me because that hurts when you roll over on it just right. Don't feel good at all.
Well, I mean, it seems though that like the farmers and the ranchers and stuff that I deal with, they all seem to be carrying or
right,
because I know for a fact that just they'll be driving the tractor around or something and they'll guess what, a rock chuck's there. I'm gonna shoot it.
What about this? What about this for a thought? And I don't know how much it might keep it a little cleaner because it's going to be up higher, but you don't have to carry this way all the time. But if you're working, if you're a farmer, let's say you're out, and I don't know what you can get away with. I don't know if you're a farmer, so you work for yourself or you work for somebody else, and how concealed necessarily you have to be. What about a good shoulder rig, a good shoulder holster? Keeps the gun up high so you can get to it if you want to shoot a rock chuck or a two-legged predator or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it keeps it kind of up out of the way, up out of the dirt level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Above your waist.
Well, and you're that's the number one complaint I have about where I carry is when I go to sit down or something, I always knock it or hit it on something.
Right.
And I think like a shoulder holster would, minimize that happening.
Right.
So I would assume that it would keep it, more up out of the dirt as well. I don't know. There's my assumptions again, but
right. I don't know. I think depending on what it is and what you're allowed to carry, I think if you went high up on the body, I think you could do here you go. I think you could go double shoulder holsters and you could dual wield some like freaking 44s or something.
Yeah, 44s. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think? If you're gonna pack a 44, you got to be balanced out, one on each side.
That's true because you're gonna lean if you don't.
Anyhow, so there you go. That's an excuse to go buy a couple new guns and new rigs, right?
Might as well.
keep them out of the freaking dirt.
Yeah, that's the thing is the dirt. I live on a dirt road, and I have a sign that says, like dirt or dust is a country collectible or something like that. Because that's about all I ever have is dirt and dust, and
right.
Constantly dusting and vacuuming, and I don't know.
Here's what it boils down to. Call us back, let us know exactly how you carry already, and maybe let us know what you carry too. That has helped too. If you're worried about dirt and grime and stuff getting into your firearm, and maybe you're worried about it even functioning, look at what you carry. If you carry something that's, I'm not, Glocks are okay. I don't mind Glocks. If you carry something like a Glock or something like that, something that's kind of durable, it can kind of handle some of that stuff. If you're carrying something like a Kimmer 1911 with very, very fine tolerances, getting some dirt in there might not be a good thing, and that gun may not function at that point.
Yeah, and you're gonna scratch it up and bang it around and stuff.
If maybe you carry a revolver, revolvers might work a little bit better in dirt and mud. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with revolvers. But you may not want to carry something that you might worry about scratching or scuffing. I mean, have a gun that you wear when you go out, and get 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then one that you can wear when you're working, one that's going to get dirty, one that's going to get beat up, one that the bluing's going to get wore off of, and that's just...
Yeah, and generally that's what, I mean, the guys that I deal with, they come in and they buy a good gun but not an expensive gun.
Right.
Because it's the one that they're going to beat up.
It's kind of a truck gun type
right.
of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the guys that buy whatever PMR 30 22 mag, plastic gun, and they take it on their side by sides because they don't want to take their $1,000 1911 and get it all banged up.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know what else. That, or if you know someone, here's an idea too. If you know someone that's a good custom leather maker, why couldn't you have a custom holster built for you? One with, it sounds funny, but one with maybe a flap on it. Right?
Well, yeah, because that's going to, that does sound funny. Probably doesn't look all, fashionable and everything, but if it's functional, keeping the dirt out. Yeah.
Or why not, I'm getting all kinds of good ideas all of a sudden now. Why not build, and it's kind of a funny deal. You can buy one, or maybe you can build one of those little pocket deals that you hook on your belt. It's like a little pouch that you can actually take a Kydex style holster in it, maybe Velcro inside of it, so your gun stays in one position, and you can pull the top down over it. No one knows what it is necessarily. It just looks like a pouch, and your handgun's in there. I mean, it just depends on what kind of work you do and exactly what you're doing.
That's true. I mean, any chance you can get to just keep it completely covered up, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, and it's just some ingenuity. Maybe you'll come up with a system that'll work, and you can market it to your local farm store and make some money off of it. Sell it to other people, right?
Light bulb,
and we get a piece of that now.
Yeah, because that was Todd's idea.
I'm pretty sure I get like 51%.
Todd's idea.
Todd's idea. Todd. This being recorded is Todd's idea. That's TODDECCLES. Little trademark sign right there.
Yeah, copyright.
So copyright. So talk to me before you proceed. But anyhow, I think we're going to hold Philip's calls until next week. Philip, thanks for calling in. We will get to your calls. You have called in twice. That's 6 minutes worth of calls, which is awesome. We enjoy it. We're nearing our hour mark, and I have to pay for time on this podcast.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
To a certain extent.
I don't know how these things work. So.
Yeah, Mark just shows up and talks into the little recorder box.
I act like I'm making out with it, but you don't see that because there's a big black thing in front of you. In front of the microphone.
Put your tongue away, Mark.
Okay,
so I think we're good. I'm going to go inside. I got to get the fishing gear ready. I got to make something to eat. Mark needs to go home. You came right over here from work, right?
Yep. Spent all day at work. So.
Dedication, sacrifice for the podcast. For the luck of the podcast.
It could be that I just don't have a life and I don't have anything else to do.
Well, they don't need to know
Oh,
that.
right. Yeah, edit that part out.
So he's going to go home and do his own podcast.
I'm going to go home and
do
my homework and have better topics to talk about.
Homework? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Podcast. Lonely Gun Store. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyhow, talk to you later. Bye.